Uh-huh.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Ellie has just made a discovery, literally, as I press the record button. Ellie made a little discovery. I don't know what it is. I assume she made a discovery. She's just made an aha noise. I'm assuming you're not doing an impression of Spuggy from Biker Grove.
Aha, 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 aha.
What's the aha?
Well, your dad's been, and he's brought us a load more paperwork.
Yes. So you have essentially got school reports. So we're going to, over the course of this podcast, maybe over the course of various episodes as well. Are we taking a year at a time? Or
I don't know. We might double some years up. Because I've done a bit of a scan through, but there's some years that have definitely got more.
Yes,
Ellie
has
others.
Been doing a scan through. She's been giggling to herself.
Yeah, I have.
So the aha was because you've just discovered a one from the age of 4, which is quite.
So this is.
It's tosh time, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That's the last time I shall be saying it's tosh time at the age of 40.
Oh.
When you next hear from me, listeners, I'll be 41.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you all know that, and you're all planning some sort of birthday special surprise, Olivia. I didn't mean it to sound quite as... Well, I didn't mean it sounded at all as creepy as it sounded there. I'll jump as a fireman, if it helps. By the way, Andy, I've just finished drinking their Tea Pigs peppermint and licorice tea, which you very much turned me on to when you bought me some teas as a present. Again, just a bit of a reminder to listeners. The birthday's coming up.
And more on that later, perhaps.
Oh?
Yeah.
More on coming up a bit later on. That's no way to talk about Steve. He tries his best.
So an educational psychologist has assessed you at 3 years old. Your language skills are extremely good, above the chart levels. He hums and sings tunes on his own.
Oh, I don't know if I'd got round to farting at this point in tune. I mean, that's maybe a later discovery.
But is reluctant to join in with a group.
Well.
He's showing indications of frustration which have increased of late. He's easily moved to tears when checked. Generally, he's a pleasant and sociable boy. Social skills. He's toilet trained. Good to know. He knows his own coat hook using his own method.
He knows his own coat hook?
Yeah, so you can find your own spot.
That sounds like an old phrase. Hey, say what you like about him. He knows his own coat hook.
He joins in all nursery...
he said he duels. He's very good at dueling lessons.
He joins in all nursery activity, both inside and out.
Inside and outside.
David can walk, in inverted commas, a trike, help with undressing, hold a cup with one hand and put a spoon on a book. Why do you need to put a spoon on a book?
Put a spoon on a book?
Do you think that's a test? Like, right, all right,
is that
kids,
a normal test? Do they still do that these days? Is that an official thing?
Yeah, I don't remember having to put a spoon on a book, but
maybe you couldn't do it.
Maybe I couldn't. Intellectual. Are you ready?
No. Right. Okay. I thought it was just calling me an intellectual.
He's understandably a tactual person.
And tactual?
Tactile. They've written tactual.
Is that a word? I've never heard of the word tactual
No,
before.
I did wonder if it was meant to be tactile, but they have typed tactual. Tactual.
But it's lovely to tack to you all today, my friends. We'll get round.
Tactual, an adjective meaning relating or proceeding from the sense of touch.
Never heard of that before.
No. He knows the body nouns and can talk in short phrases. He sings nursery rhymes aloud in the company of his peers. His speech is understood by strangers.
What? That's a very odd way around.
He can be rebellious when thwarted.
Thwarted? Thwarted? That makes it seem like I have, like, machinations and, like, dastardly plans. Or, like, big hopes and stuff. I'm going to get this spoon on a book. This spoon on the book whether you like it or not.
Thwarted again!
Okay, well, we'll do part 2 of this. Ellie has made a few more observations, having looked through, made a note of what we're going to talk about. Unfortunately, some of it is a bit smudged, some of her notes, because she has written it in her notebook, and you know what I'm like with spoons. I've put the teaspoons on there, so there's a few blemishes, but I'm sure she'll be able to read them. Anyway, okay, my birthday's coming up. Let's hope this is... What's going on in the listeners' Facebook group for the David Eagle podcast? When last we spoke to you, we were on the cusp, hopefully, of achieving listener 50. Well, firstly, member 50, because Ellie is in the group, so she can't class her as listener 50. Member 50, and maybe dare I dream, listener 50, which would mean we'd have to reach 51 listeners. I think we're at 48, were we?
I believe we
On
were.
last count. So here we go. It's the moment of truth. Have I managed to reach listener 50 before I turn 41? Ellie Eagle Skinner.
Number of members in the group, 50.
Oh!
But
So we got member 50, but not listener 50. So it's really slowed down here.
no. But the thing is, we had 2 new people in this week.
So that means someone's left.
I think someone left because I think there was someone who may have been a spammer.
Oh dear.
So the spammers left.
We've thrown a spammer in the works. Dear,
But we've got 2 new members, so...
How did the spammer get through? Because you were asking questions about the favourite bit of the podcast.
Yeah, but they don't always answer the questions, and I just,
You just let them
in.
through. Well,
yeah, so that's my own fault, isn't it, really? Robert has commented already, as a new member of the group, in the last episode when David asked what music links promenade?
Yes.
Okay.
Promenade.
Well,
So
I
you
couldn't remember how I say it.
You said promenade, which is
Yes.
really wrong.
Not necessarily. And brass bands, of course I thought of Modest Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition. Boy, was I wrong.
Anyway, that's all the flatulence I've got in me.
So he also says, in Canada, English speakers rhyme with lemonade and French speakers rhyme with peapod.
Peapod? Promenade? Peapod?
Yes.
Oh, because this is the silly thing. He'll say peapod as peapod.
Peapod.
But we don't say peapod, Robert. We say peapod.
Then he's put, nobody here rhymes with oxnard.
Nobody here rhymes with oxnard.
Oxnard.
What does that mean? Where's the
I
ox?
don't know what that one's from. Leave us a voice note.
Yeah, you're going to have
Robert,
to
tell us what you mean.
we should start. You can do voice notes on Facebook, can't
Yeah,
you?
I mean,
Hang on, how do
we could set up
we need to think of a way
a
of
number
doing this.
for WhatsApp voice messages.
Yeah, we need to think of a way that people can leave voice messages. Giving ourselves even less work to do.
I mean,
we're just playing other people's messages that they've recorded for us and we'll just play them out.
I think they can if you message us on Facebook Messenger, you can leave voice notes.
You can leave a voice note there.
And then we could play it. So Helen said, my brain cul-de-sac for this item was on the podcast, was thinking about doing Scottish country dancing at junior school, and I'm sure there was a dance called I Don't Want to Be Near You, where we were instructed to promenade or promenade your partners, and I'm trying to remember which it was. So I replied to Helen saying, yes, we did that. Mrs. Redrup was our year 3 or 4 teacher, and she hated children by the time we had her, and it was BBC tapes, and was that tune, I Want to Be Near You, You're the One for Me, and that's prompted Helen to request a mashup of you, of that tune, I Want to Be Near You, You're the One for Me, with You're the One for Me, Fatty, by Morrissey.
Ah, yes, that's Morrissey.
I want to be near you, you're the one for me. I wake up in the morning, I go to bed at night. I'm happy that I'm living, my heart is feeling light. And all because I'm in the place I always want to be. Oh, I want to be near you, you're the one, the one, the one. I want to be near you, you're the one for me.
Okay. I could imagine this working.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me have a little look. We'll see what we
what's
can
possible.
do. Obviously, it'll take some going to compete with my music for piano and flatulence. But I'll try.
Olivia says, I'm doing it. Although I
My
don't,
goodness. Oh, it's amazing. You can still type at the same time. Very good.
I don't have the option to have it cold at the soft play.
Oh!
Although I could leave it until it gets cold. At the moment, it's too hot to drink. I'll let you know how I get on. And it's a
My
photo
goodness.
of a licorice and peppermint tea pigs.
Okay, licorice and peppermint tea pigs. Olivia's gone in. She's going to try it. She's waiting for it to cool. I'm not asking for an update right now, but do we have an update, Ellie?
Yes.
Okay, we have an update. I mean, obviously, if you're part of the Facebook group, you will have already seen this, so it won't really be a tease. So it just feels like, I don't know what I'm teasing for. I'm hoping that we've got more than 50 listeners, but you never know. It might literally be everybody who, and you'll already know the answer. But I'm going to assume not, and we've got a lot more than 50, and we're going in, and we're calling that a tease. My goodness. Oh, and I think the first my goodness.
Oh,
Who'd
it
have
could
thought?
be. That feels very...
I've held it out. Held it out.
very long way
I have, but a long way in. But yeah, it's a long way in, isn't it? 15 minutes or more. Depending on how much we edit. Okay, I might have to take out that story about the goat and the washing machine. I'm not sure if it really went anywhere. The Story of the Brain King. My novella that I wrote as a child at the age of 9. Obviously, I was already described at the age of 3 as an intellectual.
Goodness, The Story of the Brain King was great this week. I loved the juxtaposition between the peril of the previous chapter and the introduction of Bob Tag Tigglewag. No idea on the spelling here, sorry. How do we spell Bob Tag Tigglewag?
It's it's hyphenated.
Okay.
All hyphenated. So he's
it's not a first name and a surname.
Quadruple barrelled.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's spelled B-O-B dash D-I or hyphen if you prefer. T-A-G hyphen T-I-G-A hyphen wag.
I'd heard it as Tigglewag with a tiggle.
No. Oh, no.
Which is what Olivia's written.
Oh, really?
As well.
And you heard it as well?
Tigglewag.
No, it's Tigger.
Although I'm not thinking...
Bob Tag Tigglewag.
I really enjoy the fact that you wrote this when you were 9, but now you're an adult, you have the musical expertise to write the music to go with the lyrics you wrote back then. It really brings it to life. Loving it so far, heart emoji.
Okay, well, let's hope you're still loving it, because it's time to rejoin Bob Tag Tigglewag, and who else have we got at this present moment in time? Hairy Toe is there.
Grunchel.
We've got Grenchel, who is a sort of wizard character, and we have myself, who is a 9-year-old called Dan, Marisa, who is 9, and we have recently been joined by King Pelagos's knight, Gilamorad, who has flown to us on the back of a dragon. So we're on part 7. The idea is we're on this adventure, presumably to find my parents and Marisa's brother, who have been sucked into a computer screen, unable to escape, and we are trying to rescue them, although, as we have said every single week, every single episode does not mention. We've not heard the names Harry or my parents. They've not been mentioned since episode 2, and we're on episode 7 now. Now, I will say, they're not mentioned again in this episode.
Okay.
However, I'm starting to see in this particular episode how we might be getting one step closer. Because if you think about it at the moment, these people have been sucked into a computer screen. It's quite odd that to rescue these 3 people in a computer, we've gone on a journey where there's been no technology involved at all.
No.
We've had dragons and monsters and the Lord of Darkness and
mountain
wizards and all sorts of things. So you wouldn't have thought. It seems a bit unlikely to go, oh yeah, they've been sucked into a computer, and then we go on this. So it's quite high tech. And of course, if you remember at the start, it was all about how brilliant the internet was and the things that you could do. And bear in mind, this was been 1994 when I was talking about the internet, and never had I'd actually been on the internet. So I was kind of like Asimov, I suppose, making these, and all these other sci-fi writers sort of making these predictions about how the world would be, H.G. Wells and that kind of thing. Arthur C. Clarke. So I maybe see how this episode is getting us a little bit closer to that. Well, it's time to find out what happens as we rejoin our characters in part 7 of The Story of the Brain King. And we start. And of course, we're on... What?
It's the little G on the Brain King.
I like to go down at the end. As you know. Well, we haven't finished the podcast yet. So right now it's time for part 7 of The Story of the Brain King, chapter 8. 8.
Sure, I was looking at a thing the other day and they were talking about
how
they
don't
have...
Recorded,
I don't know.
Oh, right.
How
Hang on, we'll get to this.
How they don't have the sort of voiceover man for films anymore. When it was like, in a world, one man stands alone. But you're sort of bringing it back for this.
For The Story of the Brain King.
That would be really good when we know what actually happens.
And I'll put together a trailer. Because I think at the end, we'll release the whole thing. We could do it complete with trail for The Story of the Brain King. Will Georgia have got any music for us? I don't know. I know, so she's gone very quiet.
Well, she's always been very quiet. She's literally...
Well, she's too busy making the music. You know, she's probably,
true.
Presumably, she's quit a job. Yeah. Olivia is now supporting her financially so that she can dedicate her time. It's time for Chapter 8, Part 7 of The Story of the Brain King.
Oh, that's weird. Don't do it whilst touching my shoulder. That's weird.
The Story of the Brain King by D.A. Eagle. Chapter 8. Level 4. Knock at the Door. Gimelorad told us his tale, who he was and why he'd been sent by the king and what had happened since then. On my way seeking the Time Doctor, said Gimelorad.
I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't remember his accent, and I should have maybe had a little listen back, and I thought, I've got a rough idea of how he sounds. So when we do put the whole thing together like an omnibus, people might go, bloody hell, what's happened to Gilemorad's voice?
On my way seeking the Time Doctor, said Gilemorad, I met some elves, and they told me there was a dragon somewhere. I rode far to seek him, and I thought I might meet you on my way. But I did not meet you, but I found the dragon. He looked as if he was very tired, and that he'd had a fight just before. He'd been doing some evil deed, I could tell by the way he laughed. So I crept up to him and asked him what he was doing, but he just said, war, and then breathed fire. And then he said, draw your sword, knight. I did as he said and advanced towards him, and then he flew away, breathing fire.
I'm not entirely sure what the point. I mean, why is he fine? So he says, somebody told me, some elves told me that there was a dragon. So obviously I set off to find the dragon. Yeah. I tracked him down, and I said, what have you been doing? He said, war. He breathed fire. For some reason, he then said, draw your sword. Yeah. And then he flew away. He's just let the dragon go. What a waste of time that was.
He spoke on until it came dark, and the time to sleep came. But I did not get much sleep, because early in the morning I was woken up by Bobtag Tiggerwag. Come on, he said. We have not got much time. We have only today before we reach level 4 and the great doors. Then we will meet the enemy. It wouldn't be an adventure without a few enemies along the way. I did not know what the great door was, but if we had to get there today, then we better start moving. Bobtag Tiggerwag was waking Marisa up, and Gilemorad, Grenchel and Hairy Toe were already up.
We've got Gilemorad, Grenchel, Bobtag Tiggerwag, and Hairy Toe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But obviously Hairy Toe was the first one that you named, and then you were probably like, I've got to put more Tolkien-esque methodology into this.
And Gilemorad, Grenchel and Hairy Toe were already up, and were eating a strange kind of plant, with some eggs and a bit of mutton, which were caught by Gilemorad.
What is he catching? Is he catching the plant? Is he catching the mutton?
Eggs.
Is he catching the eggs? Someone's just throwing eggs at him. Unfortunately, Gilemorad caught the eggs.
I sat down on a pile of sand and ate my plant, which tasted quite nice. And then I ate my eggs and mutton, which had been cooked on a fire, which of course had been lit by Hairy Toe.
Of course.
Well, I think it established in the previous episode.
He's very good
at lighting fires. I also just like the fact that
I sat on some sand.
how, normal everything is. We're on this crazy adventure, and not at any point of Marisa and Dad go, this is all a bit much. Can someone just explain what's going on? Why are there all these levels?
Yeah, how have we been dragged into this? Who is the enemy?
Yeah, what is the point in any of this, and how is this going to getting us closer?
And when does Marisa get to speak?
Well, how does this get us any closer to rescuing Harry and my parents? But instead of that, we're just going, like Bob Ted just walking us up, going, hey, wouldn't be an adventure without a few enemies, would it? Hey, eat your plant. And then and I'm just going, the plant was quite nice, actually. Very comfortable pile of sand. I seem very content, given the situation.
And then we got to our feet, and we started on our journey once more. The knight, like I said before, was riding on a dragon, which is fueled by wood, which gives them energy and helps them to grow and fly, like petrol in a car.
Also, I like the fact that why was he going to find... We still don't know why he was going to find the dragon, and I forgot that he's riding a dragon himself.
Yeah, and this one hasn't spoken.
No.
The other two. This is a silent... Maybe this is a female one.
Does that make a difference?
Because your female characters don't speak.
Oh, right, okay. We haven't actually had any female characters, have we?
Marisa.
No, Marisa's a man.
What?
Marisa's a boy, isn't... It says he.
I don't remember. I thought Marisa was a girl.
Oh, I've always thought Marisa was a boy.
It was a fully grown dragon, and it could fit us all on its back without any problem. There was room for another 3 people.
There's a part of me wondering, is that like a teaser for we're about to meet 3 other characters?
Yeah.
There's another 3 people. It's time for some more characters. Because he did say, didn't it, in the last chapter?
Meet more characters.
Yeah, we're about to meet some new characters. We've not met anyone new yet.
The dragon was fed some wood, and then, after a minute or so, it flew up and up and up until it was high enough, and then it flew straight for a while. On and on until we came, about 6 at night, to a door.
You see, again, about 6 at night. It's the informal language, normal language.
Yeah.
Like going, 12 noon.
Well, and especially when you've had things like he spoke on until it was time for sleep.
Yeah, it's like the
About
time
6
for
o'clock.
sleep came.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, we flew for a bit. And then it was 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
We must stop now, said Bobtag Tiggerwag. The dragon slowed down and then fell slowly down to the ground. We climbed off and told the dragon to wait. We climbed lots of steps, which wound round and round, until we came to a narrow place at the top with some doors.
These are the great doors,
Said Hairy Toe. But there are 5 of them, said Gillamorad. Which one do we enter by?
the third.
Said Hairy Toe. But how do we enter? Marisa asked.
Maurice's spoken at last.
I think it's the first time we've heard directly from
maybe
Marisa.
a second. There might have been something early on, but yeah,
Maybe.
it's very rare.
Yeah, very rare to hear from Marisa. Then again, it's very rare to hear from me.
It's true.
As in Dan.
Yeah.
The character Dan, of course, listeners.
But how do we enter? Marisa asked. I know, said Bobtag Tiggerwag loudly. Stand back, he ordered. We stood back as Bobtag Tiggerwag raised his hand and banged on the door.
I know how we'll get in. We'll knock.
Absolutely
I thought he was going to whack out the banjo or something and play
Whack out his
mysterious
banjo?
tune.
Don't run the 9-year-olds. Yeah, I love that. I know, and because I was thinking, well, has he got some magic? Is there going to be some? He's just banging on the door.
I am Bobtag Tiggerwag, he cried. Let me enter, and let my friends enter. The door did not open, but said, Password! I do not need a password. I am older than you, so I am your ruler. Let me enter. The doors opened, and we entered the hall.
Did that happen?
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. You've well reasoned.
Yeah.
Great security there.
It was dark when we were inside, and the doors crashed shut. On the left was a room with a door which said, Door to room 1, internet access, computer room.
Oh. So finally, we've flown on a dragon to get on the internet.
Do you know what else this reminds me of? That game Nightmare on ITV where you had to wear... I found that really scary. It's that kind of... Thank you, David Eagle. It's kind of... But also, maybe that's part of the inspiration because you've got this kind of...
Might have been, because my brothers watched Nightmare.
Yeah, so if you've got this almost medieval fantasy world but combined with computer technology...
Maybe. I remember nothing about Nightmare, but I would have known about it at the age of 9. Yes.
Yeah, so maybe
So I think
that's where this has kind of...
maybe.
Door to room 1, internet access, computer room. Press button C and give names. We pressed button C and then typed in our names. The doors opened and a robot stood there holding a bar, which he lowered, and we entered the room.
Okay, firstly, I wonder what buttons A and B were.
Yeah.
But also, why is he holding a bar and why is he lowering it?
I'm not entirely sure. He's like a security guard.
I know, but...
I know the door was already open, but... I don't know. I think...
He's holding a bar, which he threatened us with. No, he just lowered it. Oh, okay.
I know.
We sat on a chair facing a computer.
That suggests that we all
on
of
one
us sat...
massive chair.
It's like you can fit... Hey, there's room for another 3 of us on that chair. Hey.
Hairy Toe was the only person here who seemed to know what this place was and where to go. Or was he? Next time on The Story of the Brain King. Chapter 9. Another friend and another enemy.
So what I need to do is have a little skip through your school reports because there is a little bit about your creative writing when you were 8.
So this is when I was 8. So I wrote this story when I was 9.
Yeah. But then there is also a report on your writing when you're 9. So we've got some sort of progression.
Let's get a bit of behind the scenes now. So we actually get some school reports from that time. As well as the school reports, Dad has also given us more cassettes. So
Loads of
starting
cassettes.
as of next week, we bring back our feature cassette roulette. What will the random cassette be that we pick that I recorded any time between the age of 3 and mid-teenage years, maybe up to about 17? We'll find out next week in cassette roulette. Okay, where can I put this?
Here.
I'm referring to the Mac. Listeners, just in case you're wondering, he just realised he's still recording, doesn't he?
Okay, I've just found a school report from 1992. So it's January 92, so you are 6 and a half. David's language work has shown tremendous improvement this term. He reads fluently and with some expression and is unafraid of attempting new or unfamiliar words. And your attitude to work is excellent, but you do not like to fail.
I don't like being thwarted.
His written work tends to be repetitive. And he has not yet learned to be concise. When I read that, I was like, interesting. Okay. He's becoming better at taking in turns in group situations. However, he still gets flustered when his contribution is not accepted.
I don't like to be thwarted.
You don't like to be thwarted. He has difficulty in assembling imaginative ideas, e.g. in composing stories. So this is when you were 8.
What?
So you had problems writing imaginative ideas, according to this person, Miss Walker, when you were 8 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, interesting. So is this what has prompted you to go, you've read this and you've gone,
yeah, Mrs. Walker.
I'll show you.
I'll show you imagination. Right.
Well, we're now going into the next
Will
year.
Mrs. Walker be forced to eat her words?
January 93.
Like a dragon eats wood.
David's story writing is now less repetitious and the content is far more interesting. General comments. David still has some difficulty in accepting that he's not always correct and he challenges the validity of certain ideas.
The idea of the validity of ideas.
Well, I wonder if you were
to?
like hardcore Catholic at the time,
No, I don't.
and they were like, "There's other religions." No, it's the one true God. my nun told me that Jesus is the only way, and the rest are heathens.
And I'm having none of it. Thank you very much. How's that for creativity? Let me a wordplay for you. Is that all right for you, Mrs. Walker?
His descriptive writing is good, but he tends to put too much speech in his creative writing. I will not tell you my name until you have answered my question 3. Question 3, what do you think?
I'd love to know what they've read.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they'll have read this.
No.
I'd love to know. Maybe we could try and find to see if Mrs. Walker
is still
around, still alive, and we can have an interview.
Yeah.
But I have no idea who you are.
Olivia, Olivia, Olivia,
Hi, David and Ellie.
Oh, you don't sound as cheerful today, Olivia.
It's because I was just having a tiny little bit of a burp as I started.
Ah, okay.
Should I do it again?
Yeah, do it again.
Okay. Hi, David
Bit
and
of
Ellie.
repetition.
Hi, David and Ellie. What a supercalifragilisticexpialidociously great podcast.
Thank
Grinning
you.
emoji.
Talking of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
I think you did, yes.
I think I did. Well, you can do a slow motion replay if you're not sure, listeners. Okay.
I was doing a slow motion version.
That doesn't prove anything, does
That
it?
doesn't prove
That's
that you
not
did
how
it.
they do it in the
I know.
VAR. They don't get
Somebody
like
else had to do.
reenactors to do it.
Well, maybe they
Historical.
should.
Imagine what that would be like for the football, rather than doing a VAR with the actual AI or whatever and the actual visual replay. They just get some historical reenactors on the pitch. They have to clear the people off the pitch.
Yeah.
And they just go, right, we're going to do a historical reenactment of exactly what happened. And then obviously they would have to see the VAR, and then they'd have to learn it, have a little bit of a practice.
Yep.
So just give us 5 minutes, and historical reenactors come on and play it out. Just sort of extend the game a little bit, but just think of the adverts you get in. America would absolutely love it. Anyway, talking of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
Yes.
Did I say it right that time?
Let's not do this
Let's
again.
not go in a perpetual cycle. Do you remember when I did the Disability Festival show and I had someone doing the sign language, doing the sign interpreting?
Yes.
You know, having a bit of a joke with her about what you have to sign when I stutter and that kind of thing. Does she do all the hesitations with the sign language? And then I said, right, here we go. Let's start with this song, I'll Ease You In Gently. And then I did a fast version of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now, I think at the time that went down very well, and I think the way that the sign language interpreter reacted, she was laughing. She reacted to me as if that was quite a novel thing,
Yeah.
and the way that the audience reacted as if that was quite a novel thing. Well, I did another disability festival, and there was a sign language interpreter, a different one. This one was very different. Like the first one she was very light and easygoing. Yeah, she just said, oh yeah, just do what you want and I'll get on with it. This one was asking me if I could tell her what I was going to say in advance. Which I was like, she's like, oh, it'll be really helpful if you can give me I didn't get asked this days before.
Like just before you were about to go on
Yeah,
stage.
it was like before I was about to go on, and it was really, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I'll probably talk. And it's not easy sort of telling you, oh yeah, I'll probably do this joke, and I'll probably do it. And I was like, I'd rather just play it by ear, I was thinking, you know. But anyway, so I tried to give her some indications. He said, oh yeah, and also a few little golden rules from the perspective of a seasoned sign language interpreter. Don't make references to the sign language interpreter. She said, the only people who might find it remotely... I didn't quite understand this point. Because she said, the only people who might find it funny are the deaf, who it's intended for. No one else is interested. And I thought, I don't get that at all. There's a point.
Don't think that's
I get it.
correct.
I'd understand it more if it was from the other perspective.
I think it's really weird if you ignore the fact that there's someone there.
I would have imagined it would be the other way around. If she'd have said to me, I might have understood it a little bit more. She said, oh, by the way, golden rule, don't make reference to the sign language interpreter. You know, deaf people who are in the audience, they're absolutely sick of it. They want to
Have the same
have a
show as
normal
everyone
experience
else.
and they don't
Yeah.
want you to tailor it and make it different and make it about the sign language interpreter.
Yeah.
I might have had a little bit of understanding for that, but not the idea of all the deaf will enjoy it.
Yeah.
But no one else is interested. I'm like, why not?
So would the deaf sort of enjoy it because they're seeing the interpreter struggle to keep up or do...
And if you're making
whatever
jokes about it, they
they're
might
doing?
enjoy it. I don't understand.
No,
And then she said, yeah, and don't, think it's funny to say things like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I wasn't planning on doing that because I didn't have my accordion with me, and I wouldn't just say the word, I would have done the song, but I didn't have the accordion with me for this gig. He said, one disability is enough, they said. And so it was a bit demoralising because I was just about to go out on stage and I'm like, bloody hell, I've just been heckled before I've gone
even
out
started.
by someone who's just gone, oh yeah, and don't do that joke.
Don't
The way
think
she
it's
said it was as
funny.
if it was like, it's a very tired,
Yeah.
old joke. So I said, oh, is it a thing that happens quite often then when people do? Oh, yeah. So she was very disappointed. And I thought, so I said to the other comedians who were on, I said, well, would you have thought about doing the super? And they went, no, I wouldn't have thought about saying that. And I thought, has she heard? Has she done a bit of research and she's seen that bit and she's gone, I'm going to demoralise
I'm
her
going to
here.
cut this down in its tracks.
But also, like, she's just like, I didn't have that at all with the other person. It was like she seemed really happy to be involved, and it made it a really nice experience for everybody, I felt. And this one was kind of saying, no, don't reference me. Do your stuff, don't reference me, but also do your stuff and tell me what the stuff is going to be. So it's like, does that not really allow for much in the way of spontaneity? So I found that a bit strange. And then I said, oh, so what other things have you done then? Like, sign language things. And she said, oh, yesterday I was doing the sign language for a concert, she said, by someone called Joe the Cat or something. Joe the Cat? Or
No
Jonah
idea.
the Cat or something? Well, apparently she's a really big star, this Joe the Cat. I assume she must have been, because it was like, it can't have been an arena or something big.
She didn't say Doja Cat.
I've not heard of Doja Cat.
Doja Cat is a very well-known rapper and singer.
It's her. It's her. I'm sure she said, oh, yeah, I was doing the sign language for Joe the Cat. I'm sure she didn't say Doja Cat.
She's one of the best-selling female rappers of all time. She's had 34 million
Well, in
records
fairness,
sold between
maybe-
2018 and 22.
Maybe she did. Well, she had nothing but glowing reports for Joe the Cat. Okay, maybe she said Doja Cat and I just misheard her. Because you would have thought she's done the sign language for her. She would know what she's called. So I'm going to assume I misheard, but I don't think I did. I think she said Joe the cat. Anyway, she said, oh, yeah, absolutely brilliant. People were loving it. She said, hey, and the thing she got me to sign, she said that she had this song, and I had to sign it all. Had this song, and all about her having a wet vagina.
Yeah.
So I had to do all this signing. I'm like, hang on a minute. So you've just had a go, well, not inadvertently she's had a go at me, because I've done the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious song, and apparently that is the antithesis of originality. That's completely unoriginal. But apparently, the height of originality, she was like, oh, yeah, it's very original. She had this song, and I had to sign, all about having a wet vagina. And I'm like, it's not really selling it to me. Not selling it to me at all. I mean, what is original about singing about? I mean, I suppose there's not maybe lots of songs about, but I was thinking, well, there's WAP, isn't there?
Yeah. Ooh. Which is Cardi B and
That's
Megan
Cardi B. So I'm like, well, they're singing about having a wet vagina, so, why? Surely that made the headlines because she was singing about having a wet vagina. So is there anything in particular different and original about the way that Doja Cat's take on wet vaginas? Maybe she's got a completely original take. Maybe she heard Cardi B's one and went, hang on a minute. Yes, there's a lot more to say here.
There's a lot of white men who've sung the songs about the same thing. Let the ladies
about having a wet vagina.
No, but the same topic of like my.
No, but I don't like it when men sing about having big cocks. I think like. I wouldn't say that's the height of originality. Like if she'd have said, oh yeah, I did a thing for. Whoever, a male rapper, Jeff the Pig, I was doing Jeff the Pig the other day. He had a song all about having a really big dick, I wouldn't go, oh, the height of originality. So I just thought it was really odd that she seemed like she thought that Joe the Cat was absolutely, Doja Cat was absolutely brilliant because she sings about. So, I don't know, have you heard the Wet Vagina song?
No, but I have just looked it up.
So, you've looked at the subtitle, as she said, looked it up.
All right.
I just want to make sure.
Would you like to hear a bit of it?
I'd just maybe go through the lyrics, perhaps, Ellie. Okay. Maybe I'll put a bit of classical music over the top and you can run through some of those lyrics.
Okay, let's look at what the lyrics are saying. It says...
And she had to sign this.
Move out the way, go, 'cause here come the giants. Move like a goat, go, 'cause bitch is lion, go. Rick Owens fork with new fine china, go.
I don't understand any of this.
I bring the drip, which... Oh. Yeah, I don't think you want me reading this out, mate.
But what is she... Why? I don't understand. And I can't remember if she said it. I said, oh, okay, that's a bit. And she said, oh, it's like a, it's like a metaphor or something. Or she said, it's not, it's not just about having a wet vagina. But I'm like, you're reading it now. Is it essentially about having a wet vagina?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be, yeah.
Well, if you want to look that up, everybody, is it? I presume it's not called wet vagina.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually called wet vagina. She uses the word vagina.
Yeah.
Which is a very unkind of, I wouldn't say sexy, but
Well, I'd imagine it's probably more of an album track than a single, but I don't know.
Like using the word vagina is a kind of it's sort of like a medical.
Oh.
A bit medical, isn't it?
It says, rather than a literal sexual track, the song acts as an anthem of supremacy, where she uses the title as a metaphor for her supreme dominance, wealth and power in the music industry.
But really,
It showcases her lyrical abilities and addresses her critics head-on. Key themes include subverting expectations.
Oh, I love Keith. I love key themes. Keith is absolutely brilliant. What a rapper.
Dismissing haters and industry dominance.
I mean, fair enough. It might be an elaborate and clever metaphor,
we've not heard it, so
I feel it's very difficult when you've got a song called Wet Vagina to look past that.
Well, I feel that we've never said...
Wet vagina? Well, I don't think we've said wet vagina at all on the podcast. And now, here it is.
Are you going to suggest another drinking game?
I don't want to get... Well...
No, stop it.
Okay, I don't think Wet Vagina will be the title of the podcast.
I really hope it's not.
No, we're not doing that.
I hope that it is Rebellious when thwarted. I don't know what I'd do for the image for it. It might just have to be a plain one.
We do Wet Vagina if it helps with the image.
I don't think that's going to help us get more listeners.
It might help us get more listeners, but not the kind of listeners that we want. Anyway, we move away from wet vaginas, back,
thankfully,
to Olivia. Perfect Link again, Olivia. I'm sure you'll be happy with that.
Speaking of tautology, as a mother, I've always tried to use lots of positive language around Ruth, which I usually do in general anyway. When she tries her best, I often tell her that she's done really well, that something is really fabulous, or that she's done amazingly.
And
And
so I
various
see
other
I see
synonyms
what's
along
happening
this
here. She tells us it's a fabulous podcast every single week.
She's
so
reassuring
basically,
you like a child.
She's just saying, yeah, if someone's tried their best, I'll always say it's fabulous.
Yeah.
She gives with one hand. Unbelievable.
About 2 years ago, I'd been doing something, I can't remember what, and Ruth was very little and still getting to grips with language. She suddenly came out with, "Mummy, you doing extra great well." It was so sweet as she wanted to be like me and give praise, but it didn't quite know how to make that work. I loved it, and now I use Ruth's little praise phrase every time someone tries their hardest, and then a little heart emoji.
Aww.
Extra great well. I like that. That's cool. Year 6 and nursery together. Munch scream shocked emoji. We don't even like Edvard Munch, like the Scream painting.
Oh, okay, I don't really know that.
No, that's a very visual thing. We don't even do that at sports day. I can't imagine working with a group so widely varied as that and actually expecting to get anything done. It must have been awful. Clenched teeth emoji. As for the climbing, yes, that's normal. If you sit or lie down in nursery, you are fair game to be used as a climbing frame. I made the mistake of sitting down in the playground once with my legs out in front of me, and I was rushed by a mob of about 4 or 5 3 and 4 year olds, fell back and hit my head on a wooden planter. I had to fetch myself an ice pack and fill in an accident form at work, knocked out emoji. To combat this in the everyday, in our nursery we have certain ways of sitting. When we do circle time, both adults and children sit like strong bear, with our legs crossed, our back straight and our hands in our lap. Tucking hands and feet in when you sit on the floor is a must. You are right in your assertion that small children have no spatial awareness. They walk all over anything in their path, whether it be toys, games or people's hands. Top tip, if the nursery children mob you, say to them who can sit like strong bear, and then say and model what it is. Strong bears sit with their legs crossed, their back straight and their hands on the lap. The majority of them...
imagine if I
don't think it would work with you.
If I was being crawled over with kids poking me in the eyes, shouting about my eyes, if I'd have gone, "Who can sit like strong bear? Who can sit like strong bear?" I don't think it would have. I'd have opened my mouth to speak, then just stuck the finger in my mouth.
Very much enjoyed the shaggy cow. Highland coo, ?
Highland coo?
Because it's shaggy crossed with a cow, and a very hairy cow is a Highland cow. You mentioned at the beginning of the podcast about just in time and just in case. You also mentioned standoffish, but I don't think you realised he was there.
He could have been a character.
Yeah.
We said we were going to meet characters.
I think you say emoji as imagy because it's like image, E, which makes sense as it's a picture.
It does make sense, doesn't it? Emoji. Yes. But it's called emoji because it's emoting.
Yes, because it used to
like
be
emote icon. But no one says emote icon. They all say emoticon or emoticon.
As for attempts to recruit new listeners, I feel like I've already done a lot of heavy lifting there. But, as you said to send them in, attached is an attempt from the 30th of January this year to get my best friend Emily to listen.
Oh.
I'm not sure whether she has, but I'll be seeing her next month as she's at Cropredy Festival. So if she hasn't listened, I'll tie her to a camping chair and make her listen between the acts. Crying laughy emoji. Would you like me to read that screenshot now?
Okay, so this is Olivia's recruiting email that she sent without the knowledge that she would be sending it to us.
Hello, how did you get on with the David Eagle radio show? He's just started up his podcast again, and if you haven't listened, you must. It's hysterical. I mean, it used to be. Now it's just us reading comments from other people.
Olivia's messages.
Also, I learned from it that you can go on mystery holidays, which I'd never heard of before. David and his wife ended up visiting Marrakesh. We must try this at some point. Can you imagine? And Emily's replied, loved his radio shows, but there were not enough of them. Write to Radio 4, Emily. Tell them. Get it recommissioned. Yeah. There's not enough of them, so happy to hear he has a podcast. The mystery holiday sounds amazing. We should do this at some point. Dad did a mystery cruise and ended up in Spain.
I mean, I don't know how Emily will feel showing her private message. It feels, my goodness, I mean, imagine if this gets in the way of Olivia and Emily's friendship, and who knows what it might have survived in the past. And Emily's just like, I can't believe she's betrayed me like this. So if Emily is listening, I hope that's not how you feel. And I hope we haven't accidentally been responsible for breaking up a lifelong friendship.
Definitely have a listen, says Olivia back to Emily. His goal is to record something for the podcast every day, so some of it is strange ramblings and ruminations, similar to the sort you and I have, but he also reviews teas. You'll love it. It's called the David Eagle Podcast and can be found in all the usual podcasty places. And Emily's put, we'll have a listen. Sounds good. We need to go back to Olivia's tea from the group.
Of course. How could I possibly have forgotten that? We need to find out what Olivia will do that right at the end.
And now David Eagle has written classical fart music. Genuinely didn't know we needed this genre in our lives, but we didn't know about Cockney Gospel either until a few months ago. Absolutely loved it. And this is from the person that nearly turned off the fart yoga episode. I'm not sure how you create such musical farts. My recent output has sounded like a gear change at Formula One, a lawnmower starting, and someone carefully undoing some Velcro.
Well, Olivia, if you want to record yourself farting and you want to send it to me, I will transform it into a musical masterpiece. What an achievement that would be. That would get Emily listening. It's like, to be honest, I never really got a chance to listen in. And then you say, my farts have been turned into a musical masterpiece by David. That'll get her listening.
She's put, maybe I need to get Ellie to share some recipes. Ta-ta for now, Olivia. Kiss, kiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's normally goes for her best wishes.
Yeah.
But she's mixed it up. No repetition from Olivia there.
But the verdict
back to
on the
both
tea.
again. Ah, yes.
And also, Olivia's not the only one who has been independently reviewing teas that we've mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's...
So, but the verdict for
Hang
Olivia.
on. We'll end with Olivia's...
Well, it's all part of the same post.
Okay.
Olivia says, wait...
So if you remember, Olivia was sampling for the very first time Tea Pig's licorice and peppermint tea. She left us on a bit of a cliffhanger. She said she needed to wait for it to cool down a little bit. Well, it's cooled now. Let's find out what she thought.
Verdict, way sweeter than I ever imagined it would be. I'm not a licorice fan, but this is very subtle and works really well with the peppermint. I can see why it's such a popular tea. Very nice indeed. Heart tea emoji.
Hearty emoji.
Jeremy.
Listener Jeremy's back.
He's popped up feeling...
Has he? You like the tea then?
Feeling similarly inspired, I picked up this selection from Hoogly. Rhubarb and vanilla green tea, 7 out of 10. And actually, looking at this, I don't think we've had any of these.
Okay.
Apricot blossom white tea, 7 out of 10.
Blossom's back. I haven't heard from Ben for a while.
That's true. Sweet orange ruby, 9 out of 10.
Ooh, I think we've had that, haven't we? The ruby orange.
We might have had the ruby orange, yeah.
It's very nice.
Jasmine dawn green tea, 8 out of 10. Raspberry licorice and lavender, 8 out of 10. Reminds me of a pet shop smell, not a criticism.
What? Really? It would be a criticism in a tea, I would have thought.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
But I suppose with a pet shop smell, for me, the smell of a pet shop is the fresh straw that gets given to rabbits and hamsters and stuff. So I see where the lavender would fit in with that. And then finally, chill out mint herbal infusion, 7 out of 10. Looking forward to trying others, but have promised myself to finish these first.
So tomorrow, one thing we are doing for my birthday is we are going to a spa. I'm booked in for a
special treat.
Yeah. We're not going to Paradise Studio in Effingham Street. This is a genuine massage thing that I'm getting. And it's a Japanese head massage.
Luxury Japanese head spa.
Anyway, I think we'll leave it there because you know me. I am a bastion of concise. You only need to ask Mrs. Walker. So from me, David Eagle.
And me, Ellie Eagle Skinner.
I didn't touch you there. She said it all by herself.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.